Hello students, up to this we learn about reproduction, types of reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Now in this video we will discuss about reproduction in human beings. All animals on planet Earth are dependent on reproduction for their survival. Reproduction in human takes place by sexual mode of reproduction. We all know the growth process. You all have experienced it. Our body changes as we become older. We notice that our height and weight has increased continuously from early age till now. When we talk about male and female separately, as they grow adult, their height increases, weight increases, they lose milk teeth and acquire new teeth. All these changes can be grouped in the general process of growth, in which our body becomes larger. Apart from these changes, there are also some changes which cannot be considered as a growth changes. Among these changes, some are common in male and female, like growing of thick hairs in armpit and around genital area, growing of thin hairs on arms, hands and legs, skin become oily and it begins to develop pimples. So these are the common changes which we can see in males and females during the age of puberty. Students, when we look at male and female, when they are young, their body appearance is almost similar, and it is very difficult to say whether it is a boy or girl. But as both grow up, they start behaving and appearing differently. When we look at adult girl or boy, their appearance is surely different because there are some changes between male and females. The changes in boys include facial hair growth in the form of beard and mustache, widening of shoulders, deepening of voice begins to crack, growth of sex organs. The penis occasionally begins to become enlarged and erect, either in daydreams or at night. In females, we can see some changes like widening of hip bone and pelvis, pitch of voice become high, initiation of menstrual cycle takes place, growth of mammary gland takes place, so breast size begins to increase with darkening of skin of nipples at the tip of breast. All these changes do not happen at same time but takes place slowly over a period of months and years. There is also no fixed age for the changes. In some people it happens early, while in some it happens slowly, a bit late. Just as we all have different shape, nose, color of eyes, face, these changes also occur differently in different people. And all these changes are known as secondary sexual changes or secondary sexual characteristics. Now the question arises, if these changes is not due to growth, then what is the cause of these changes? Basically, these changes are indication of sexual maturity in humans. As we know, sexual reproduction is the fusion of male and female sexes. These changes indicate that the reproductive tissues are maturing and they are capable of reproduction. These changes are caused by the reproductive hormones. All these changes in boys and girls start to happen at certain age, but the age is not same for all boys and girls. So these two functions of male reproductive system are performed by different organs in the reproductive system. Let us see these organs and their functions in detail. In the figure, you can see the male reproductive system which consists of different organs. There is a oval shaped organ which is called as testis, and a man has two testes. So this organ is testis. A pair of testes is present in the male reproductive system. Testes are responsible for the formation of germ cells or sperms. It also secretes a hormone called as testosterone. Testosterone regulates the formation of sperms and is also responsible for the secondary sexual characteristics that it changes at the time of puberty. Testes start making sperms when the body attains puberty, and from then onwards it is a continuous process. It produces sperm throughout the lifetime. The testes of men lie out of the abdominal cavity in the muscular pouch or sac-like structure called as scrotum. The reason that testis lies outside the abdominal cavity, the formation of sperms requires 2 to 3 degrees Celsius lower temperature than the normal body temperature, and so it is present in the scrotum, outside the abdominal cavity. Now these sperms which are formed in the testis comes into epididymis, which is highly coiled structure about 6 meter long. Here maturation of sperm takes place. Now these sperms which are formed in the testis are to be transferred to the site of fertilization. This task is performed by long tube like structure vas deferens. It is about 30 centimeter long. This vas deferens which unite further with a tube like structure which is urethra, which is coming from the urinary bladder. So this structure is the urethra coming from the urinary bladder. So the sperms which are formed in the testes are carried by the vas deferens and through urethra. These sperms reach to the site of fertilization. Here urethra is the common passage for both sperms and urine. There are also certain glands present in the path of vas deferens known as secondary sex glands, such as seminal vesicle gland, prostate gland and Cowper's gland. In male reproductive system, the primary sex gland is testis, which secrete testosterone. Now these seminal vesicle gland and prostate glands, these glands provide secretion to the sperm, which make the transport easier and also provide nutrition to the sperm. Secretion of seminal vesicle is alkaline fluid. It is 75 to 85% of seminal fluid. Prostate gland secretes 30% of seminal fluid, which is alkaline in nature, and it helps to neutralize acidity of vagina, as sperm cannot survive in acidic condition. So prostate gland secretes alkaline secretion. Cowper's gland secretes mucus for lubrication. It is also known as bulbourethral gland. So these glands provide nutrition to the sperm and helps in transport. Sperms are tiny bodies that consist of mainly genetic material and a long tail that helps them to move towards the female germ cell. We can see in the diagram, sperm has mainly two parts, head and tail. The tail mainly facilitates the movement of the sperm, and the head is main cell body which consists of nucleus, cytoplasm and the cell membrane. The neck connects the head and tail of the sperm. So this is the structure of sperm. So we have seen male reproductive system. Now we will discuss about female reproductive system. In this diagram, you can see the female reproductive system with different organs. The primary sex organ is two oval shaped ovaries. So this oval shaped structure is known as ovaries. Ovaries are the primary reproductive organ and these are placed in the abdominal cavity of women near the kidney. A woman has two ovaries. These are primary female reproductive organ. Functions of the ovaries are to produce female gametes called as ova or egg cell. Another function is to produce hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Now, when the girl is born, these ovaries consist of many immature egg cells. On reaching the age of puberty, these egg cells start to mature. One egg is released every month from the ovary. So in 1 month it will be released from right side ovary. In next month it will be released from the left side ovary. So every month one mature egg cell is released from the ovary. Just above these ovaries we can see a tubular structure. This structure is known as oviduct or fallopian tube. These tubes connect to the ovaries from this funnel-like structure having finger-like projection called as fimrae. The egg is carried from ovary to the womb through the thin oviduct or fallopian tube. These two tubes or oviducts unites into a bag-like structure known as uterus. So this bag-like structure is known as uterus. The growth and the development of the fertilized egg or the zygote takes place here only in the uterus. The uterus opens into a narrow passage known as cervix to another tube which is called vagina. Vagina is also known as birth canal as through this passage only the baby get delivered. So this vagina is also known as birth canal. In male reproductive system, there is common passage for sperm and urine transport. But in females, the opening for passing of urine and the vaginal opening are separate. So up to this, we have understood the male and female reproductive system. Now let's understand the reproduction process. We know that how the sperms were produced and carried to the male body. In the first step of reproduction, the vagina receives the sperms from the male through the penis during the process of intercourse or mating. At a time, millions of sperms are released in the vagina, which are highly mobile and move very fast once released. These sperms are carried through the cervix and from there they enter the uterus, and from the uterus sperm enter into the fallopian tube. The egg released by the ovary is present in the oviduct. As sperms are highly mobile and active, which are moving through the oviduct, encounter the egg and tries to fuse with it. It's like millions of sperm are racing with each other, and only one sperm can fuse with the egg and forms zygote. So, fertilization takes place in the oviduct. After fertilization, zygote is formed. Now, this zygote moves down into the uterus where it implants in the inner lining of uterus and divides multiple times by the process of mitosis. Now, before implantation, uterus must be ready so that it can developing embryo inside it. Mother's body is already designed to undertake the development of a child, and hence the uterus prepares itself every month to receive and nurture the growing embryo. The inner lining of uterus thickens and it is richly supplied with the blood vessels so that it can nourish the growing embryo. After implantation of the zygote, a disc-shaped special tissue called placenta develops between the uterus wall and the embryo. The embryo gets its nutrition from the mother's body through this placenta only. On the embryo side, placenta has villi, very small finger-like projection structure, and on the mother side, placenta has blood space. Villi contains the blood vessels and it's surrounded by blood space. In this blood space, blood flows through which glucose, oxygen is passed to the developing baby from the mother. The waste material from the developing baby is removed with the help of this placenta. It takes 9 months for an embryo to develop into a child. When the muscles of uterus starts to contract rhythmically due to secretion of oxytocin hormone, the process of birth begins. This contraction pushes out the baby from the mother's body through the vagina, and that process is called as parturition. So this is the process of reproduction in human being. So up to this we learn about the process of reproduction. Now we know the girl which is born, her ovary already consists of many immature eggs or ova. On reaching puberty, some of these eggs start maturing and these eggs are released from the ovary. The process of release of egg from the ovary is called as ovulation. In female, ovulation happens once in a month. Ovulation starts only after attending puberty. If released egg fuse with the sperm, it could lead to the formation of zygote, and in that case, uterus must be ready to receive and nurture the embryo. For this reason, before ovulation, the inner lining of the uterus becomes thick and soft with lot of blood capillaries. If fertilization occurs, the zygote form will implant itself on the inner lining of uterus. But now the question arises, what happens if the egg is not fertilized? If the egg is not fertilized, it lives for about 1 day. If the fertilization is not taking place, then the preparation inside the uterus, like thickening of wall, softening of the uterus wall, is not required. So, uterus lining breaks down and comes out through the vagina in the form of blood and mucus. This breakdown and removal of inner lining of uterus along with the blood vessel is called as menstruation. Now we know that the egg is released from the ovary periodically. Therefore, if the egg is not fertilized, menstruation also happens periodically. So the breakdown of uterus wall, blood vessels is known as menstruation, and this menstruation takes place when there is no fertilization. This cycle of menstruation happening every month. It is the cycle of 28 days and so known as menstruation cycle. Menstruation normally lasts for 2 to 8 days. It starts in a female when she attains puberty. The first menstrual cycle is called menarche, and at the age of 45 to 50, menstruation stops permanently. It is called as menopause. Till now, we have discussed about reproduction and different aspects of reproduction. One important aspect related to the reproduction is how act of reproduction affects physical and mental health. We know that in male and female bodies, the process of sexual maturation is gradual. It starts from the puberty. Therefore, mind and body must be ready before any sexual act or having children. If involved in any sexual act, there are high chances of pregnancy. During pregnancy, there are many hormonal and other type of changes takes place in the female body. And if she is not ready, her health get adversely affected. So, in such cases, the pregnancy must be prevented. One more reason to prevent pregnancy is the increasing population. Every individual which is born in our country will consume the resources, and if the production of the resources is not fast as the rate of consumption of resources, this will lead to the shortage of these resources, which in turn will lead our country to poverty. Birth control is also important from the point of view of family also. as each child in the family requires food, clothing, education, and if there are more children in a family, the cost of everything will be increased. So, there are many methods to avoid pregnancy. In some methods, sperms are not allowed to reach the egg by some barrier. Such methods are mechanical barrier such as coverings like condoms on penis and cervical caps on vagina, which prevents transport of sperms in the female body. Another method is chemical method, which involve intake of pills orally by females, which changes the hormonal balance of the body and prevents the egg from releasing. So, due to pills, contraceptive pills, the release of egg can be prevented. As it involves the hormonal changes, it can also cause side effects. Another method is placing a contraceptive device called copper T inside the uterus by doctors. It prevents the implantation of fertilized egg. It can also cause irritation and some side effects. Another method is surgical method. It includes vasectomy in males and tubectomy in females. In males, if the vas deferens which delivers sperm is blocked, then the transfer of sperms is avoided. So, in vasectomy, the vas deferens is cut and tied. Tubectomy is the surgical method of sterilization in which fallopian tube of women is blocked and clamped. So, the egg is prevented from reaching the uterus. Apart from this, during sexual act, many diseases can be transferred from one body to another. They are sexually transmitted diseases. These diseases can be bacterial infections like gonorrhea and syphilis or viral infections like HIV/AIDS. To prevent this, there must be no exchange of bacteria or viruses between the bodies. And so, to prevent this, different methods like condoms or cervical caps are used. So, this is all about reproductive health. Hope you understood. Thank you and have a nice day.